guys, welcome to today, and having some coffee. I've had a long week, which is a bonus. Now, I thought I'd do something a bit different today. The camera is set up and my laptop is below us. Now I know I still haven't got to grips with that camera doing the old autofocus thing, so apologies for that. I just don't think I ever will. I've tried every setting known to man and it still autofocuses, which is probably why this Sony is cheaper than the Canon. Although I'm sure the Canon does it, but I've seen lots of Tracker Josh stuff and it doesn't seem to for him, so maybe there's something there, I don't know. But anyway, today is going to be a bit different. As you know, I have a metric sod ton of footage from the old place I used to work, Wholesalers. And some of it's relatively recent, some of it's a bit older, and some footage is new. Because I do have a dash cam for myself. If you're going to be agency and you're going to be a limited company, please understand one thing. The company's insurance that you're working for will cover their vehicle and their back. It won't cover you, which is why as a limited company you need your own insurance. Now, I can't guarantee the vehicles I drive are going to be fitted with the dash cam. I also can't guarantee that dash cam is going to work. And the other thing I can't guarantee is that if I, for whatever reason, you get involved in an accident, somebody dies, you end up in court, or you end up in court just because you're in an accident, I can't guarantee I'm going to be able to get hold of that footage for whatever reason. So I always have my own dash cam. Now, you can't have things set in the swept area of the windshield and things like that, but there are places you can set it right out of the way, get your plug it in, leave it going, everyone's happy. But anyway, there we go. I thought what I'd do is, well, watch some footage I've put together and show you some bits and bobs. So without further ado, let's do something you're probably going to be more interested in than me sitting here chatting. Right, well anyway, the laptop is directly below the camera. So if I continually look down, it's because I'm watching the laptop. But anyway, what I've done here is, for all you new guys, the reason I'm giving you 15 seconds of footage here and there is this is coming up to the end of my day. Now, I'm returning back to base, I've had the day, it's not massively busy, it's late, I think it was about 10, 11 o'clock at night at the time. And as you can see, you're driving along and everybody gets into that kind of lull of false sense of security. You've had your day, it's easy, it's motorway work, you're just going home. And nothing's happening. I mean, the road is virtually empty. It's well illuminated, everyone's happy. You get into that kind of situation. Everybody does it. If they tell you they don't, they're lying. You do. It's autopilot, you're going back. Now this is not illuminated, and there's a reason I'm about to show you this. I don't care whether you want to pick me up for having done something wrong, that's immaterial to me. But you need to see this because this happens to everyone. Now you're trundling along, it's dark, cars are going past, it's easy, isn't it? I mean, you don't have to think about it, do you? There's not too much going off. I thought I'd give you quite a bit of a build up to this because it kind of lulls you into that area you're going to get into as a driver once you become a driver and once you start doing this. Everyone's going past, everyone's happy. All of a sudden brake lights start coming on and you're sitting there thinking, what's going on here? Everybody's starting to slow down, hazards have come on, I'm starting to slow down. Oh, there we go. There's a reason. Now there's a car, he's gone across a couple of lanes, he's come back, something's up with that car, but he's accelerating. So is he playing silly buggers or isn't he? So he's accelerating, I start accelerating, now watch. Ready? Did you see that? Look at it again. And in slow motion this time, I believe. He skids, he slides out. Why? Look, there you go. He skids, he slides out. his back tyre blew out. It's a perfectly fine road. But his back tyre blew out and sent him across the road, sent him all over the place. Now, initially, as you saw, he's pulled back into a lane and thought, well, I've got control back, I'll accelerate. He's got his hazards on, the correct thing to do. Maybe you will have probably heard my bag hit the deck because I did actually have to anchor up. Now, I did something wrong there. I didn't back off as much as I could have done earlier. But again, you're in that false sense of security. You've been driving all day, it's a quiet road, there's cars going past, you've done this road a million times. I mean, that's the M25, I've done that I don't know how many times. And you trundle along, and then somebody has a blowout. It's random, bang, it's just wallop, it's like that. You don't know it's going to happen. You don't know it's going to happen to you, let alone another car. And you're trundling along, you see all the hazards come on, so you start to back off a bit, but maybe not as much because your lane's open. Everyone's over there, is he playing silly buggers? Now, of course, that camera, it's dark, it's not really picking up the detail that I could see myself. You all know cameras don't work that well in the dark. But he'd basically gone across a couple of lanes into, I think, the third lane. And everybody had to be braking around him. Now, at the time, was it because he was having an argument with another driver? You see that all the time. What's going on? Then he comes back in front of the van. He's got his hazards on, but he picks up speed. He takes off again. So, was it something major? Was he playing silly buggers? You know, how many cars these days, their hazards come on when you brake sharply? So, you get that, but then he pulls in front. So he's a distance, but he started to go, fair enough. Now, I'm expecting him to pull, if he's going to, pull over and end up kind of half on the grass, kind of in the white line, so I can skim past him. Fair enough. Again, it's that sense. I've been driving all day. It's that lull. You know, I'm just in that mode. And all of a sudden, as he's pulling in, because his rear offside tyre has blown out, I don't know whether it picked up too well on the camera. I mean, I've watched the footage a few times. You may be able to tell. I don't know. But because his rear tyre has blown, at least I know it's the offside because I saw it as I went past. I don't know whether the near side did. He's on the brake. He's turned. Woof. You lose all traction on your back end. You've got virtually no tyre there. The tyre's just going to, boom, that's it, you're sliding. It's like a handbrake turn. Now all of a sudden, instead of going in like that so I can, you know, pass him relatively trouble-free, his arse has come out into the road, which is where you've heard me hit the brake harder and my bag has gone flying forward and thumped the deck. Now you can pick me up for that, I don't mind. I should have backed off earlier, I should have thought about it a bit more. I'm one of these weird YouTubers, I don't mind you seeing me cock up. Because it can help you learn and it can help you avoid that could have been a fatal accident. If I hadn't have bothered at all and I'd have been a bit later and I'd have been thundering along, seeing him pull over, he suddenly spins out, I clip the back end of him, he's off there, I'm across the road. Do you see what I mean? I don't mind showing you this kind of stuff. But at night, you had your day, you're returning back to base, you are in that sense of, well, it's not rush hour, everything's free flowing, I mean, you saw the road. You get into that area, don't you? But anyway, that's that clip. Let's move on to the next. This is going away from things that you're gonna, you know, encounter, like cars having tyre blowouts and all that kind of stuff. This is something I wanted to do a while back, but I got the chance to do it. I wasn't in dire need of a break at this point in time, but I knew I was going to make it back to base, and I thought, I've never been in Cobham services. I've heard it's useless, especially at night, because it's a service area on one side that caters for both sides of the motorway. So you have everything going into this one area, and the park is not supposed to be big enough or anything. Now, I'd never been in here. I didn't need my break now, but I thought, I'll give it a crack, you know, see what it's all about. And you are about to see just how useless Cobham Services really is for a truck driver. If I'd have needed my break at this point in time, I'd have had to do what a lot of the foreign guys you're going to see me go past, not all of them were foreign, some of them were British, guys have done. You're going to see it in a minute, obviously. We're going into Cobham Services. Now, you can see it all over to the right of the screen. And it's I've never understood why they did this. A service area to cater for both sides of a motorway, and the truck park really isn't big enough. I didn't dare turn into it because I looked down there and I thought, ooh, that's carnage. And to be fair, you could follow it round and go into the coach area. A lot of people do, but look on the right hand side. Look at all these trucks. The warning signals are going off in your head now. I mean, look at my side. They haven't even bothered trying to go in to see. They've just gone, you know what, sod it, I'll stay here. This is Cobham services at night. I mean, look at it. It's, if you need truck parking, this is not going to do it. And there's a carnage of a bleeding directional board that you've got to try and read. You've never been there before. You're like, you're looking at this going off here and going off there and up round here, and it's okay, fair enough. So you're trying to figure it all out. Okie dokie, the food court's down there. I don't want to go that way. All vehicles, lovely jubbly, HGVs only. Follow that one round. I don't want to go to the coaches. A lot of people do. And now instantaneously you can see it. Now I could see all the way down there. It was carnage down there. A couple of people had decided to go down there and play silly buggers. This is not big enough for both lanes of the motorway. If I can drive through part of it this quickly, it doesn't matter how deep back it goes, it's too thin. It is not big enough. It's not like there's a housing estate close by to where this place is. And so you keep going around and people are having to park here. I mean, it's just a free-for-all. I was actually thinking of going into the fuel area, fuel island, stopping and getting myself a coffee of some description. But I'm coming round here and I'm looking and I'm thinking, I can't park there, that's all hashed, so you don't park there. Should I go in there? Nah, I won't bother. I don't need to stop. I'll go to Clackett Lane and have me break there. There's places you can park at Clackett Lane no matter how busy it is. You can always find somewhere to stop cheekily. Now I do make a cock up. I've never been here before. I'm going to show you I do make a cock up. I am in the wrong one. I'm going towards Heathrow. I'm like, oh no, I need Gatwick. There's nobody about. There was nobody behind me. But it is that kind of thing. You've never been somewhere, you're looking and you think, oh no, I don't want to go that way. Crap, you're in the wrong lane. It does happen. You all know it happens. So please bear in mind, when you see a car doing something like that in service areas, they've never been there before. They're making the same cock up you will make. This is why I don't tend to do a lot of that footage of, oh look at this twit driving his car around the HGV area. He doesn't know where he is. But look at this. I mean, it is the most pointless services ever, because it's just not capable of doing what it needs to do. It really, I mean, look at it. It's bonkers, isn't it? Whoever designed this, I mean, he had to have thought, well, trucks don't need that much room, do they? Oh dear. You tell that to the people at Kent. But, you know, Operation Stack. Trucks don't need much room, let's just close a motorway for them. But there, anyway, I thought I'd show you around Cobham and how useless it is. On to the next clip, I suppose. Right, well, this is going up around the Croydon area and Purley Way and places like that. Now, if you're a new driver, I would advise you to take both the near side and the lane I'm in. Reason being is because this is tight, and if during the day take both lanes, whether you're new or experienced, it doesn't matter. During the day take both lanes. At this time of the day there's not too much. The Audi driver didn't know what lane he wanted. Oh well, boo-hoo. You cut up a bus, the bus driver wasn't too happy, as you just saw there. But when you go around there, your trailer's going to cut, and if you let cars go down the near side of you, you can crush them. Coming up to this next one, I don't turn early, I stay as wide as I can. Now, this is more of a demonstration, it's not that busy. If you come here when it's busy and you do what everybody does and turn early, you are going to screw yourself. Go as wide as you can because your trailer is going to cut. And those lanes on the right, they will be full of cars. And your trailer will not make it, so go as wide as you can and give yourself the best chance. Now coming up to this one, take both lanes. Because if you don't, you're going to turn, Car's going to be there, you're going to overcorrect it, you're going to hit that bollard and all hell's going to break loose. I've seen people do it. So always be careful there. Just, command the road. Now this one it's a personal gripe of mine at this time of day. It's to keep clears. So many people say, oh well, you can't judge it, you don't know, you can't keep it clear because people are going to fill it. During the rush hour, during heavy traffic, they are going to do that. At this time of day, you have no excuse. I'm in a full-size Class 1. I will block one of these key clears. Hold back. Is anyone blocking me? Is anyone filtering in? Even the van driver, he doesn't want to go that way, he wants to go somewhere else, so he's going off over there. During the day, yes, that is going to happen. Nobody's going to keep it clear. But it bugs me. This gives you so much more time. Now, this one, if I've remembered my order of clips correctly, because I'm trying to... Ah, yeah, it is this one. There is a Golf. Now, as a new driver, experienced guys, we know this. We deal with this all the time. As a new driver, you won't. Now, I'm going to be turning left. So I'm going to need to go slightly wide to turn left for the trailer cut. Keep an eye on the Golf on the right, okay? Keep an eye on that Golf, that silver Golf, okay? There you go. Watch. Overcorrect straight into my lane. If I'd have gone for the same gap without thinking about it, I'd have been there as he did that wallop, carnage, well done. That's your first accident. Always remember, car drivers will do that. They're going to, I'm going to turn. Now, I've been asked about roundabouts. Can I give some advice on roundabouts? Well, let's have a look at this particular roundabout. You can't make the left turn because of those bollards there on that curb, okay? Look at the sign in front of you. This is quite an obvious one because there is that sign. That is the recommended route for HGVs. If you can't make the left turn, I know it's common sense. You're not always going to have those signs. Somebody could have parked there, it could be a normal roundabout, yeah? Somebody could have broken down. Go round it. I know it sounds like common sense, but how many times have you seen people dart across the road to make a slip road because, oh, I didn't realise it was there, and they're not going to go to the next slip road, come round and go back? Common sense. Not everybody has it. Now, I stay in the near side lane because my trailer cut. Here I diagonal a bit because of those bollards. Yeah? So I diagonal it a bit because I know my trailer will make it. But when you're going all the way round a roundabout, stay wide, okay? The reason being is because obviously your trailer is going to cut. And if you don't stay in that left-hand lane going all the way around, your trailer's going to cut, especially on one of those odd-shaped roundabouts like that one. And you're just going to get yourself confused, so stay as wide as you can. Obviously there was a straight part of that roundabout before the exit. Now I don't know whether it was designed like that for the simple fact it is a bit of a tight bastard if you were going to turn left. But it does allow your trailer to straighten up, and it does allow you to go diagonally because of those bloody curb protector things. I mean, if you're that concerned about a curb, move the curb. Move it back. Give a bit more room. Don't put the bloody bollards there. Don't put those bell, bollard, whatevers. They're all over the place. The A1, that's a great... yeah, it is the A1. The A1 coming back out the roundabout before Boreham Wood and all that. There's one there. You try and stay in that near side lane, you're going to conk it with your trailer. Okay, well if you know that's going to happen, redesign the junction. Move the curb back, put some hashing lines in there. Oh no, we're going to put one of those there. I can understand it in central London, where you got the old streets and all that kind of stuff, and you don't want trucks turning left, you want them to follow a certain route. I can understand that, you've got no room. But roundabouts? They're not exactly built on sites of special scientific interest, are they? But anyway, let's move on to the final clip. And this one, I'm going to do a bit here now about it because it's quite a short clip. I'm going to let you watch. The thing is, you're going to come to weird junctions. The kind of the triangle junctions. And it's going to have you at a really odd angle to get out. Now, the issue with them is if you were in a left hooker, you can't see anything. This is why so many foreign guys have the accidents at those kind of junctions. They can't see sod all. They're trying, I'll give them their due, But they edge out, they edge out, they edge out. Of course, you get dozy bollocks. Who I know my rights, will you wallop? And that's the end of that. But sometimes you get morons. The highway code stipulates you cannot park a certain distance from a junction. Okay, there is a certain distance that has to be left clear. People ignore it, especially if those junctions happen to be around pubs. They always, every one of those junctions that has been next to a pub or close to a pub, you get somebody thinking, I ain't going to go in the car park, I'll park here, I'm only going to be 5 minutes. But anyway, we'll have a watch and you'll see exactly what I mean, but keep your eye out for a Fiesta. As you can see, there's a pub on the left. Now here we go, here's that weird junction that I'm chatting about. Obviously the house is down there. Look at the end of the road. Look at that, right next to the lines. Front end sticking out as well. That Fiesta. There's a dirty great big curb next to me. I've got two choices. Hit him or hit the curb. I opted for the curb. So wait till both sides are clear. Go as far forward as you can. Yeah, there's a curb, wallop, wallop. I'm not very happy about it. Turn in. You probably heard me go as I did it. Yeah, turn in. That's the only way you can do that. Okay, so I thought I'd make some actual truck related crap today. Because I know it's getting a bit dull and boring, me doing all the just chatting about anything. But that's more for kind of new guys to see the kind of things. Like I said at the start, you get lulled into a false sense of security when you're driving back to base. You always do. And of course, in those kind of situations, you do have two choices. Now, you're going to get the internet guys, the keyboard warriors, who are going to say, I didn't just hit that Fiesta. No, you wouldn't. I don't know a single truck driver that would deliberately hit a parked car if they could avoid it by just munching a curb. Oh, you can say it. Oh yeah, I'd have hit him, I'd have just taken him out, bruv. No, you wouldn't. Because it's all the paperwork, it's the insurance stuff. If you hit him, if you catch him just right, you're parked up. It's going to be a call to 101 or someone's going to call 999. And you're going to have all of this crap to deal with. You're not just going to hit him. Oh, I'd have taken his bumper off. No, you wouldn't. Because they're going to turn up and go, well, why didn't you use the room you've got? Oh, well, I was teaching him a lesson. Is not a valid excuse. So all you do in that situation is you look at it, you think, right, it's him or munch a corner of that curb. Well, it was a curb killer, you know, it was a wheel killer, but it went down. And I looked at it and I thought, well, I'll go as straight as I can and then turn late. Make sure both sides of the road are clear. Look out for bikers, and I don't just mean motorbikers. You know, there's a huge amount of cyclists who go around without lights on their bike. And in that situation, you're not going to see them very easily. But don't panic. Now, experienced guys, we know this. We deal with this all the time. It's simple. We don't like hitting curbs. It's not a good thing to do. Sometimes, in that situation, it avoids the accident. And I've said this many, many times. You are paid to avoid the accident. That's it. The side effect of avoiding the accident is you get your products, you get the load to its destination. Your primary job is to avoid accidents. Because at the end of the day, all accidents actually show on your personal insurance history. If you have an accident in a HGV and you've got your car insurance, the car insurance says, have you had any accidents against you in the last 5 years? Or have you had an accident in the last 5 years? You click no. You now don't have insurance if they check you. This is why you won't hit that Fiesta. Oh, yes I would. No, you wouldn't. Your personal premium will go up. I've had my fair share of oopsie-daisies in my early years driving these things, and trust me, the insurance on my car was not nice. Oh yeah, we don't have to tell them until I have an accident, a serious accident. Somebody checks my background. Oh well, there's a claim against this person for driving that. But oh well, we're not going to insure him. Then I'm screwed. So always try and think like that. And it's like, oh yeah, well that's never going to happen. Okay, for the people that think that, please put in the description below, in the comment, not in the description, in the comment section below, the date and the time of your next serious accident. Oh, you can't do it. You don't know. I mean, that Peugeot that you saw had the blowout across all the lanes, could have been taken clean out, puts his brake on, turns in, locks up, slides the rear end out, like a handbrake turn. You don't know. The Peugeot driver was trundling along quite happily, and then all of a sudden his arse got up a little bit. Well, hey, here we go. And if it had been busier than that, if it had been a second later, my camera would have caught that car going across lanes and just been taken out. You don't know when it's going to happen. And so when somebody sits there, you see it on Facebook all the time. You see it on all these social media things. Oh, I'd have just hit him. I'd have just driven over him. No, you wouldn't. You really wouldn't. The only time I've ever actually done that is with a Porsche in Camden when 2 police officers told me to, because I was causing carnage because this idiot had parked his Porsche right in the wrong place. Now I didn't monster truck him, obviously. I just took out the corner of it with my wheels. But it's the only time I've ever done it, when the police gave me permission and took charge of the situation and then told me to sod off and they'll deal with it. So in that situation, you're not going to do it. Try to avoid it. And the easiest way of doing it is look at the area. If you've got the room, use it. Curb, it's not an insurance. It's not an insurance claim. It's not a third party. Nobody gives a crap. Fiesta, someone's going to be annoyed. You're just down the way from a pub at night. Fiesta's parked on the corner. He clearly doesn't give a crap. Or whoever owns it doesn't give a crap. Oh, you just hit his Fiesta. How do you know he's not picking up his mates who are slightly Brahms and list? They've seen you do that. You're standing there like, well, you shouldn't have parked there, should you? I don't know how many people it's going to take to put me in hospital, but I know how many they're going to use. But anyway, I hope you found what I've done more interesting than usual. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share about. I'll see whether I can find other footage that I've got that's slightly more interesting, see what I can come up with and create other bits and bobs. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. I'll see you in the next one. Now the next ones, I've already made it. I made it last week in actual fact. I was at my mate's garage and it's Dan. Okay, I've introduced you to Simon, I've introduced you to Stuart. Never got round to introducing you to Dan. And we were down there and buggering about. It was the end of the day, he closed up shop, but he wanted to do a service on his car. And he's drained the oil out of it, everything like that, but he noticed one of his water pipes was leaking and he wanted to change the clip. And I looked at him and I said, well, why don't I record you with my phone and we'll bugger about. Now the next one, when we do this, please understand, we are not trying to show you how to change a water pipe. We are buggering about for the fun of it. It's just, what could you use on this job? How bad could you do this job if you were just, I'm going to give it a go. So it's a bit of fun, it's a bit of a laugh. It's just more kind of, that's Dan in his natural environment with the rock box. Okay? And it's basically just to introduce Dan and the rock box. So that'll be the next one. It's already made, it's already edited. My voice, it's still not back even now, but it was a slightly worse then, and you will notice that. But yeah, so the next one, to all the people who are mechanically minded out there, I'll put this warning in again in the next one, but to all the people who are mechanically minded, it was sodding about, okay? It's Dan and his rock box. I mean, he's not a nice car. He wants to turn it into a nice car, but at the moment it's not. So we were just buggering about. But anyway, like I said, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. See you in the next one, which will be introducing Dan. Take care.